So your fresh tank keeps filling while you're on city water. At least that's why I'm going to guess you're here, unless you just like watching my videos. Either way, stick around because I'm going to talk about exactly that. A common problem with RVs, which is the fresh tank filling up even though you're on city water and you're not trying to fill the fresh tank. And I can tell you that 99% of the time it is because of the exact same thing. And that thing is going to be your water pump. Your water pump, even if you're not using it, is a part of your plumbing system. And again, that's where the confusion comes, is not using them. Even if you're on city water, you've never used your water pump, that's probably actually why this problem is happening. So let's talk about it. The fix is usually free. So again, inside of your water pump, there is something called a check valve. That check valve makes sure that water can only flow in one direction. So your water pump, if you look closely at it, there is usually a little arrow somewhere near the front here that will show you what the direction of travel for the water is. But without looking at that arrow, almost every water pump should have a screen on it. The side with the filter screen that looks just like this right here, that is going to be the side that is the pickup. This is the pressurized side. So in other words, this side goes to your fresh tank and this side goes to the plumbing system. Now once the pump pumps water to its set pressure, the switch up here will shut the pump off. But if you've ever used your water pump, you've probably noticed it maintains that pressure. So when you first turn the water on, it has pressure, and then once that pressure drops, the pump comes back on and keeps making that pressure. And then after you shut the faucet off, it keeps running for a few seconds until it builds up pressure, and that switch will shut it off again. But there's also a part inside the pump here called a check valve. So again, once it builds that pressure, the check valve is what keeps that pressure in there once the pump shuts off. When the pump shuts off, the check valve closes and keeps all of the pressure in the pressurized side of the plumbing system. If the check valve fails, once you pressurize the other side of the system, it will just flow back again and go back to the fresh tank. Now, if you are a user of your water pump or you are dry camping and you notice that your pump wants to continuously run, yes, it could mean that you have a leak somewhere in your RV because you keep losing pressure. It could also just mean you have a bad check valve in your water pump. So it builds the pressure, it slowly leaks back, and then the switch recognizes the pressure drop, and then it brings that pressure back up. And then it just continues that vicious cycle. But again, we started this video with those of you who don't use your water pump. Even if you're not using your water pump, since this side of the pump is connected to the pressurized side, if you're on city water hooked up and the whole plumbing system is pressurized, it's pressurized here. And if that check valve has failed, it is going to slowly let water into the fresh tank. Sometimes it's pretty slow, sometimes it's very rapid, depending on how bad it has been blocked. Notice I said blocked because 9 times out of 10, the check valve doesn't actually fail. There's just a small piece of debris, usually some kind of plastic from the fresh tank that has made it past the little strainer basket here. So today I'm going to show you just how easy it is to open this pump up, clean out that check valve, and get it working again. I'll also note that if you read the instruction manual for your water pump, especially a SureFlow, again, the most common pump in an RV, there's actually a part in there that tells you that regular cleaning, maintenance, and sanitization will actually help prevent the fresh tank filling and surging and loss of pressure. But the dealer didn't tell you that. I will, though. You do have to have some maintenance with these water pumps. For those of you that don't use them, one thing you could do is regularly try and use it a little bit. If you're not winterizing and you still don't use it, you're almost never using it, so it's bound to fail. Things are bound to dry out in there. For those that don't use the water pumps but live in the Midwest, by me, the only time their water pump gets used is to pump antifreeze into the system. So even if you're not using it, you got some maintenance, and if you are using it, you definitely have some maintenance. Regular sanitizing of the system, keeping the screen basket here clean and free of debris so that it doesn't make it into the pump, and you're about to see why. Before we get started here, if you guys could do me a favor and just press that subscribe button. It's somewhere down there. I'm not real good at this, but that subscribe button, make sure that you see all my new videos, and it really helps out the channel. So first things first, you have to find your water pump. You should always know where your water pump is. Sometimes they're easy to access, sometimes not so much. On your water pump, again, this is the most common, a SureFlow. You're going to have a bunch of different screws in the front. And you're probably thinking, like, which ones do I need to remove? Well, if you look real closely here at the front here, this little switch body where the 2 wires come in, that is that pressure switch. You're going to leave those 3 screws alone. But all the rest of them that go around the perimeter here, you're going to go ahead and pop all of those out. And don't worry, there's not a bunch of tiny little pieces that are going to fall out of here. These are pretty straightforward, which you'll see once we get it open here. All right, so with those screws out now, we're able to disassemble this. And again, this seems worrisome, but you have the motor, which, you know, can kind of go off to the side here for right now. We're not going to need that. You have the actual like diaphragm pump assembly. I guess I had a screw that didn't make it all the way out, huh? You have the whole diaphragm pump assembly here. Now, once you pull this out, you're going to want to look for like debris. See those little discs, these little rubber discs that are in here, kind of? Make sure there's no debris or anything there. Those won't necessarily cause this issue, but they can decrease the performance of the pump. So, you know, make sure this is all clean and clear and there's not a bunch of debris and stuff in here. You can set that off to the side because the magic is going to happen up here in the front. And again, I want to specify that this is on a SureFlow pump. This may be a little bit different on some different pumps. Some manufacturers are using pumps that are a little bit different. But on SureFlow, what you're looking for is this little guy right here. See how that presses in and presses out? That's that check valve. So it lets water flow through it and go to the pressurized side, and then once the pump shuts off, it closes and stops water from flowing back through right there. But if little pieces of debris or anything get underneath this little lip right here, anywhere around this, then it's not going to stop water. It's going to allow it to slowly leak back. I hope the camera's picking up there, you know, how that's pushing in and out. So you want to make sure that that doesn't have any debris in it. A lot of times when I go to diagnose these or open them up, what I find is the debris is almost obvious. Usually there's a lot of debris in here, which is a dead giveaway, or this just has a bunch of really nasty stuff on it. So cleaning it, some real nice warm water. If you just disconnect these two wires right here and pull them out, you could actually take this inside, clean it with some nice warm water and dish soap if you really had to. Now, if it is dirtier than dirty, you can take those 3 screws off of that pressure switch like that, set that off to the side. Once that switch is off, you'll kind of have a little plate right here. You can get it underneath there. When you take this off, be a little careful because it does have a spring behind it. So that little plate will come off, and then you'll see a spring. Then if we go back in here where that check valve was and push on it, we can actually take that whole check valve out there and you can clean it, make sure that the rubber is nice and clean. If the rubber is torn or has any damage to it, it's missing pieces, it's done. You might be able to source this. I've never actually ordered one. Usually if we get this far into it, we just replace the pump. Down inside here where that seal seats, you can make sure that that stays nice and clean. And, you know, again, 9 times out of 10, just cleaning these out and making sure that there's no debris in there solves this issue of the fresh tank filling, pressure surging, all of that stuff. So don't automatically write the water pump off because it has a bad check valve. That's the way the dealer taught me when I worked at the dealer. If something, you know, didn't hold pressure or would surge, it was just a new water pump. And like many things I tell you guys, I think the RV industry is extremely wasteful because of that. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is just how simple a bad water pump can be fixed for absolutely $0, just with a little bit of cleaning. And regular maintenance and cleaning and exercise of your pump can help prevent this as well, especially when it comes down to like gunk and buildup in that check valve. Keeping the strainer clean, making sure that you're using a filter before you fill your fresh tank and you're not putting nasty water in the system. And even if you do have to do this job, you know it takes all of maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and a single tool, a Phillips screwdriver. If you guys like this video and you want to see more RV tech tips, tricks, and even some tutorials like this one, make sure you guys press that subscribe button.